I think he'll be the most difficult one. He does not like to be held, and I can hold him for a little bit. Now the trick is, or what I've worked with, is to try and hold him a little bit at a time for a little longer, and I don't set him down until he calms down, or I might set him down and I'll hang on to him till he calms down. Once he calms down, I can let him go, and then I can feed him some noms. And we can get his interest here. We're going to try and put this halter on. He's a feral cat. He's never had a halter or a collar, and he's never been held captive. Oh gosh, since he was neutered, not too long after we got him. Oh, what a good boy. What a good boy. Oh, you're such an affectionate boy. You're such an affectionate boy. So we'll go ahead and love on him a little bit here. I'm going to kind of put my arms around him. You should do this with all cats that you can, so you can feel for ticks and injuries and so on, so it's not so strange. And then we're going to try and put this harness on, but I want him to see it and smell it. And I'm not going to sneak it on him. I'm just going to do a little bit at a time. Here you go, buddy. Here you go. What do you think, huh? Is this okay? Is this okay? So we'll just kind of gradually get him used to the idea. I also think you should hold cats with a towel on occasion. Restrain them with a towel in case they ever get hurt or injured, or you need to take them someplace. Evacuate for a fire or for a vet emergency or something. So we'll go ahead and put this back on him again. There you go, buddy. Put it around his neck just a little bit so he gets a little used to it. There we go. Off and on, or on and off. It's a good boy. We'll give him a couple more treats. This is just cat food I'm feeding him. Good boy. He is the most easily distractible, most ADHD of all the cats that we have. Hey, Romy, it's not your turn. All right. So this is actually not so bad. A little bit of competition. There we go. So I just put it around, then took it off. Around his neck. But now they're more interested. It's like, oh, a little bit of fun. So here we go. All right. We'll do a twofer. We'll put it around Romy, put that around his neck and around his waist a little bit, and let him go. There you go, buddy. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So these are both cats that were brought to us. They were going to go to the kill shelter if they didn't come here. And apparently they were past the age of being domesticable. They were very small for their age and over 5 months old when they got here, and then they got out and they were wild here for a while, but they really come around. And I don't know what they had the previous months up. So first we just kind of put this on them and wrapped both ends around, and I clipped it, unclipped it, just kind of make it not a strange thing, not a fearful thing. And I was hoping to get it on them today and let them go, let them get a little time in it, and maybe we will. Come here. Come on, boys. Come on. Come on. Hey, Romy. What a good boy. What a good boy. What a good boy. Here we go. Let's see here. Let's see here. What a good boy. There we go. Kind of around the middle. That's a good boy. What a good boy. Oh, you are such a good boy. He says, I trust you. I trust you. I know you would never put a halter on me. Or a harness on me, huh? I have restrained him with towels to kind of get him used to the idea. Whoops. And I do put my hands around him. At first he didn't like it, but he's kind of gotten used to it now, so I can check him for fleas or ticks or wounds or things like that. So I think the next thing is we're going to try and teach him how to use or how to work on a leash. So I think what I'm going to do is restrain him in the way that a mother cat would. And we'll kind of put this on. Hey, buddy, come here. Kind of get him used to it. So I'm going to just kind of put this on a little bit at a time while I'm restraining him. And I'm going to let him go before it's really on, so he's not so worried about that. So he's got this thing. He's feeling it all the way around his neck. That's a good boy. And I'll let him go. Well, come on. It's like, oh, he's a little uncomfortable with that. That's okay. We'll just work our way till he's more comfortable with it. Buddy, what a good boy. What a good boy. Yeah, what a good boy. I'm going to put this back on you again, and then I'm going to feed you while this is on you. Just like that. Yeah, that's a good boy. So this is like, oh yeah, you put the collar on and I get fed. It's a good deal. Yeah, it's a good deal. Let's see if we can get him used to this. And then eventually we'll see if we can get him used to walking on a leash. Hadn't really ever intended that, but we thought it would be a good way to teach your cat how to become used to it. So the first thing is to try and get them as comfortable as you can with the harness. And if they're not, that's okay. But if they are, that's better. So we're going to introduce the harness a little bit at a time. Buddy. All right, what do you think? There you go. Here. Here's the deal. Here, come here. So I want to show it to him. Let him feel it. Get it all around him, and then I'll feed him. I'll pat him with it. Rub it around here. Pretend I'm clipping it. Gets a little nervous. That's okay. So for now, that was a good start. We just did a little bit. You know, the key to success is low expectations. I'll say that again in front of the camera. The key to success is low expectations. So we're not expecting a lot. We do little incremental steps and try and find where that end point is, and then end on a positive note. He left me, he ran away, but it was fine. I mean, you know, there was no fight. He was comfortable with the collar on. It's getting warm today. We should probably start this earlier in the morning when it's cooler out. But that's good. That's a good start. He's been introduced to the harness, or halter as I like to call it. And next time we sit down, we'll probably put it on him and let him go, and then feed him, you know, love on him and feed him and get him used to wearing the harness, and then eventually we'll start working on using the leash. Cats can be well behaved with a leash if they learn the fundamental instructions. Then they're pretty compliant, amazingly so actually. Probably better than most small dogs. This is Catmando, over and out.